What's up, man? This your boy Tukey, aka Mr. Navy 2 Wavy, man. And I am back once again for another YouTube video. And today I'm gonna be talking about traveling in the Navy, man. But before we get started, we gonna take this time to do a wave check, man. No, I'm not talking about the waves on your head, but we gonna take this time to see you all who rocking with your boy, Mr. Navy 2 Wavy. So I'm gonna give y'all 5 seconds to hit that like button and that subscribe button to let me know that y'all are feeling my content, man. Go. That's it. That should have gave you enough time to hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. So let's go.
It's a movie when I pull up on the scene. Everybody looking like I'm on a movie screen. See a little Betty and I wanna get between. Something like Shrek, how I like the color green. Just another day with the money on the mind. Gotta stay focused, gotta stay up on the grind. If you wanna front, you might wanna get behind. Cause if you wanna wait, you might have to go resign. Shit, what you mad at? Young nigga get money with a bag at. And you know I stay fitted with a tag at. So fresh, so clean with a swag at. You know how I'ma go and get it like T.I. But they tryna interfere like a P.I. And I'm swole like Joe, like I'm G.I. 501 for the jeans, should I leave out?
So, traveling in the Navy. What you all have to recognize or have to know, when you join the Navy, you have to take advantage of everything that the Navy has to offer, because best believe the Navy is going to take full advantage of you every chance they get. So what is the best way to try and take advantage of the Navy? Travel. The Navy travels so much. I've been to crazy places since I've joined the Navy. Just a couple of them. I've been to Japan. I've been to South Korea. I've been to Guam. I've been to Australia, Alaska. I've been to every single state inside of America because of the Navy. So, the first place, Japan, right? Man, when they told us we was getting deployed to Japan, I was like, no, Japan is not gonna be it. I'm not trying to eat no raw food, no sushi, none of that, man. And I still am a very, very picky eater. But when I went to Japan, dude, the best thing in Japan is the food, in my opinion. Dog, Japan has some of the best food that I've ever had in my life. I'm talking about just the atmosphere of the restaurants in Japan. So, you walk into the restaurant and off top, they tell you to take off your shoes. Take off my shoes, why? So they have you put on some house shoes or slides or whatever you want to call them, right? So you put your slides on, you put your shoes in a little cubby and stuff like that, and they walk you to your table. So no, it's not like a regular table. You're not sitting in a chair or nothing like that. So it's like a little bench or something like that you sit down and you sit in Indian style while you eat your food. And when the waiter or the waitress is taking your order, they actually do a sign of respect to kneel down in front of you to take your order. That is very, very dope in Japan, is their respect level. And even whenever you walk into the restaurant, they greet you with a bow. And that just took me off guard, because I thought that was only in movies. Like, I did not know that there was they culture like that. But it was amazing. The food is off the charts. I'm telling you, if you ever have a chance to go to Japan, you definitely have to try some of these restaurants. I never tried any of the sushi because that wasn't my thing during that time. But now I've started eating sushi and I actually like it. And I wish I would have tried sushi in Japan. So after Japan, that leads me to my next destination, which is South Korea, man. South Korea was dope. I went to Osan, Korea, and I also went to Seoul, Korea, which is, I think, like the capital of South Korea. But I'm telling y'all, Osan, Korea, you ain't gonna find no better shopping than in Osan, Korea. I had almost all of the sports league jerseys for the low, for the cheap, and the quality on them was dope. And for my fellas out there who got a lady back at home, they got dope purses, bags, suitcases, all that kind of stuff. And it's all good quality, man. I'm telling you, you cannot find any better shopping than in Osan, South Korea, in my opinion, right? But the downside of Korea, to me, was the food. I wasn't a big fan of the food there because it was all like kimchi based. So kimchi is like fermented cabbage and onions and just like a lot of different vegetables. I'm not a fan of vinegar at all. So if you soak my food in vinegar, I am not going to want to eat it at all. And pretty much every single dish in South Korea, or maybe even North Korea, I've never been, but I think just Korea in a whole they are very, very kimchi based. But I just wasn't feeling it. So I would say I kind of passed on the South Korean food, except for the Korean barbecue. So Korean barbecue is pretty much where you sit at a table, you have like a little grill in front of you, and they bring out your food raw. So you pretty much your own chef. You can cook it, your meat, however you want to. If you want it medium, well done, however. Like I said, you are your own chef. So if you go out to Korea, make sure you get you some shopping on and try out the Korean barbecue. Oh yeah, another thing I got when I was in Korea, I got myself a grill. If anybody don't know what a grill is, it's just a set of gold teeth. I thought I was the man when I had that, but I haven't worn my grill in like 5 years or something like that. I mean, I still have it, but I mean, that's just not my style anymore. So, but again, I say, if you go to Korea, definitely take advantage of the shopping. Guam. Probably one of the most beautiful places I've been ever. Guam is pretty much like the Hawaii of overseas. They have amazing beaches. They have just dope sights of just the nature out there. I'm telling you, I went on a hike and we went to a mountaintop, and just to see just the atmosphere out there, man, it was dope. It was amazing. I'm telling you, the weather's always nice out there. The beaches are clear, but with me, I don't fool with sea creatures. So I don't really get into beaches and stuff like that. So I am the absolute worst person to take to a beach because I am not getting in that water. But what's crazy, right? So I say I don't mess with sea creatures, right? But when I was in Guam, I went to this place called Underwater World, which is pretty much, it's just like a huge aquarium, and you get a chance to swim with sharks and stuff like that. So I'm in this aquarium. I got sharks got sharks swimming over my head. No, it wasn't no huge 12, 13 foot great white sharks. It was like 6 or 7 foot sharks or whatever, but that was enough for me. Man, I had an amazing time swimming with the sharks and things like that. They had starfish, sea turtles, all kind of fish and stuff like that, but that was just so dope to say that I was able to swim with sharks, man. If you go to Guam, check out Underwater World. It was super cheap. I think it was maybe like $125 for an hour-long tour in the aquarium. So definitely check out Underwater World if you visit Guam. So next on my list of places that I've traveled in the Navy is Mexico. Well, I didn't go to Mexico on the Navy's dime, but I did have a chance to go out to Mexico with my boy, Deontay Pierce, man, one of my best friends I met in the Navy. But I had a chance to go out to Mexico with him on a cruise. If you've never been on a cruise, take one. It's the cheapest, most affordable vacation so you get your biggest bang for your buck. So for the 7 days, I think we paid around $700, $750, and that included our ship ride or the cruise ride, our board, so for us a place to live or a place to sleep, and then also food. The food is 100% free on the cruise, except for, you know, a couple of different restaurants, they do charge an additional fee for it. But for $700, we had a hotel room, we had free food, and we went to another country. Dude, Mexico was dope, man. We did some excursions out there till we rode around the beach and the ocean in these little mini speedboats. I was out there clowning on them things, dude. We also rode horses out there. We played with iguanas. We went to this village, right? So the village really made me think of how fortunate we are in America, because when you go to these different countries and things like that, you really see how they live, and it is 100% different from where we live. Like, I mean, they are really struggling to survive over there. But one of the dope things with that village was how the kids got to school. So they got to school on boats. So a speedboat would come up, the kids would get on it, and it would take them to school. And like the kids learn how to drive boats. They be like 13 or 14 years old, so they actually driving themselves on the boat to school. Like, that was like super, super dope. But definitely take some time out if you can to go to Mexico. It is extremely, extremely cheap. So that is easily a vacation that you can go on and have an amazing time. Ooh-wee! Man, Australia. Australia was lit as dog. It was lit, I'm telling you. Australia reminds me of Vegas. I mean, because they party all day, all night. The party never stops. Man, we was out there acting crazy in them Australian streets, dude. And I'm telling you, the kangaroos out there, I thought kangaroos, you only found them in the jungle or whatever in Australia, but dude, they really be just walking around like in public and everything. Pretty much a kangaroo out there is equivalent to like the stray dog, stray cat, or even deers and stuff like that you see on the side of the road in America, dog. And they are super freaking tall. I'm talking about, I think the tallest one I seen stood like 6 feet tall. And I'm telling you, those things are very, very aggressive. When we first got to Australia, they gave us a brief. They told us, do not at any cost mess with the kangaroos because they are very, very aggressive and they will box you up. And I literally mean they would try to fight you. Like, it's so crazy. And the koalas out there, right? People thought that koalas was all cute and stuff like that, but koalas are kind of nasty. Like, they even told us during the brief that do not touch the koalas because they can carry herpes and stuff like that. I'm like, I thought herpes was only like a human disease, but apparently not. Apparently koalas carry that disease. So do not mess with the koalas out there, and also do not mess with the kangaroos out there. But take time to party in Australia. And it's dope because they accents is crazy. They all speak English over there, so that was a good thing. Vice being in Japan and also South Korea. Definitely in Japan because the language barrier was very, very tough. A lot of the Japanese people did not speak English unless you were in Tokyo or one of the huge major cities. But I was in a small city in Japan. But again, Australia, you will have an amazing time. It is a bit expensive, but who cares because the Navy paid for it. They paid for every single thing. For the rental cars we had, they paid for our hotels, and then everywhere we go in the military. So when you travel in the military, if you go anywhere from your home station or from your command, they give you what's called per diem. So per diem is just money they give you every single day to offset your food costs and things like that. And in Australia, the per diem was $106 every single day. And last, but definitely not least, is Alaska, dude. Alaska is so freaking dope. I know it's a part of America or the US, but when you get there, you feel like you're in a totally different country. Just the scenery of Alaska, the glaciers, the snow-capped mountains and all of that, I had an amazing time. And when I went there, I can't remember the name of it, but it's the period of time to where it's 30 days and 30 nights of daylight, dog. That daylight will trip you out. I'm talking about, it was like 11 o'clock at night. The homies was like, yo, let's go to the club, let's go to the club. I'm like, dude, it feels like it's like 7 o'clock in the morning, but it's actually 11 o'clock at night. You definitely have to wear the little eye sleeping mask or whatever you want to call them, because if you don't, you will not get any sleep. It's like a mind game. Like, just think, for 30 days, it was only daylight. Like, just think about what that does to your mind and your sleep habits. But when I was out there, I got a chance to ride four-wheelers through the mountains, and just the scene as we was riding the four-wheelers was it was just dope. I can't even put it into words. It was dope. And again, I say, like I've said about every single country or place I've been, if you ever get a chance, put Alaska on your. So if and when you ever join the Navy, you definitely have to take advantage of the travel opportunities. With myself, I had an amazing time with all of the traveling, but one thing I do regret is I didn't really take any pictures or videos to share those memories with my family and my loved ones. But I mean, I don't really regret it too much because I know with me being in the Navy, I will have other opportunities to visit those places. But when you go to these places, do not forget to bring your cameras or your phones and to take as many pictures as possible, because the average person doesn't get to travel like that because of the cost and just taking time off of work. But the Navy actually sends you to those places, they pay for everything, and they also pay you. So when you join the military, any branch, take advantage of the travel opportunities because you will have a great time. But that is all I have for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys enjoy all of my content. Just please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, Navy 2 Wavy, and I will be sure to bring you guys more and more content. Thank you.